Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, giving you the State of the Saints podcast halftime report. The Saints are down big at the half, 27-7, to the Philadelphia Eagles in Lincoln Financial Field. And it's been a very rough day for the New Orleans Saints, but I have to be honest with you, Who That Nation. I'm not too mad at the situation. I mean, I think we all just got to come to grips, man. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Saints have been dealing with injuries all year long. You got key players that are out. You got backup quarterback issues. You got offensive line issues. You got running back issues. You got wide receiver issues. I really don't understand what anybody would actually think, what I'm saying, what's going to happen in this game. Like, I understand you have that whole next man up mentality, and I get it, right? But at the same time, like, these guys are missing some key players, and you are not going to be able to be formidable every single game when you have all of those things going against you. So it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, if the Saints had all their players out here and they was losing to Philadelphia like this, then I probably would be a little bit upset. But the Saints are out there with a bunch of reserves, undrafted free agents, and a bunch of backups. So anybody that's, from other fan bases that want to come here and join and talk noise, fine, that's cool. But the reality is they behind the eight ball. So why would anybody expect anything different? But anyway, let's go ahead and go to the stats here. I got the stats I'm about to pull up. The New Orleans Saints defense getting ran all over. Those different exotic run plays that the Philadelphia Eagles are doing are really hurting the Saints. To be honest with you, a lot of that has to do with the fact that the offense can't stay on the field. It's a bunch of 3-and-outs. They can't sustain drives. And the defense, before they even get some Gatorade in their system, they have to go back out there. So, of course, they're going to continue to get gashed the way that they do if the offense can't sustain drives. So I'm not surprised about that at all. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's a guy that moves around in the pocket. I haven't seen anything as far as throwing. Like, it's just a bunch of, to me, it's just a bunch of park ball. You know what I'm saying? He's just moving around in the pocket. Wide receivers break off routes, and he throw it to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the midst of him scrambling around in the pocket. But for the most part, they're running the football really well. And like I said, I just think that the defense is just out of gas. I don't know what anybody would expect at this particular point. I said at the beginning of all the injuries that the Saints sustained, I said, if the Saints can make it to the playoffs, that will be a little bit of a miracle. I go into the rest of the season with zero expectations for the New Orleans Saints. And to be quite honest with you, I think you should do the same thing. It is what it is, man. So in the second half, what do I expect? I expect the Saints to go out there and throw the ball all over the place to try to get back into the game. I expect for them to try to mix some run in between it. I expect Philadelphia to try to continue to run the football, to try to control the time of possession. And, it is what it is. I know I keep on saying that, but it's true. It is what it is. So, you can't expect a team that has been dealing with all these issues to go out there and play like they are going to be a Super Bowl contender, because they're not. And anybody that feels that at this particular point with this roster that the Saints have, that they're going to be a Super Bowl contender, you lying to yourself. And I don't think that makes you any less of a Saints fan. It just makes you realistic. If these guys can go out here, man, I just want to see some heart, man. I just want to see some guys go out there, do some sound tackling, wrap some guys up. You know what I'm saying? Like, go out there and play with a level of passion. Trevor Siemian, this was his worst game he's had in the Saints uniform, but he is a backup quarterback for a reason. Backup quarterback, some of them, they can play 2 or 3 weeks, give you a little bit of something, and eventually, things happen, and, you start to get a little bit more tape and how teams are using these guys, and then you can kind of just make a game plan. Trevor Siemian is scared of pressure. Anytime you get pressure in his face, he's going to try to throw the ball away. He's not going to stand strong in the pocket. And I said that for weeks. That's the biggest shortcoming. You know, when you got pressure all in your face and you can't move around in the pocket, when you're a statue back there, you know, and you scared to get hit. I mean, you're going to make some bad plays. And that's what Philadelphia is trying to do. They're trying to get him to get the ball out of his hand because if you notice, when he does get the ball out of his hand, it's going everywhere. It's going everywhere but to the receivers. I feel bad watching this game. It's sad. You know, no Saints fan really want to be in this position. This is a position that we're not used to being in. We haven't been in a very long time. But I mean, look, the cavalry ain't coming. You know, the best thing the Saints can do is try to be, you know, as competitive as they possibly can be to the end of the season, and just hit that reset button in 2022. T. Smitty, thank you very much for the $5. Said the Saints miss Jameis more than the media thinks. Honestly, the injuries are catching up with y'all. Saints played their butts off this season, though. Yeah, T. Smitty, look, anybody that's talking about Jameis Winston and talking about Jameis Winston wasn't the answer in all this kind of stuff, like the Saints probably would have been even worse if he wasn't the quarterback, as y'all can see. So the fact that he was out there playing with this wide receiver group and still able to make plays with this wide receiver group tells you that Jameis Winston is much better than a lot of you gave him credit for. As far as the Taysom Hill situation, I know people talk about bringing Taysom Hill in, but to me, I think Taysom Hill is just dealing with that foot injury. I think it's more severe than people are thinking. That's the reason why we have not seen him on the field. And I think it's a smart decision, man. I don't want to risk Taysom going out there, you know, trying to play hero ball on a bad foot, and then he end up re-aggravating something or making something even worse. The Saints just need to go out there, try to, you know, do what they can, try to bring the game as close as they can, and try to just get up out of here, man. I mean, this is a rough game. It's been a rough season, and I think this game is a reflection of that. But I will be back for the post-game show of the State of the Saints podcast to break down the game, and I'll be taking your calls and seeing what you all have to say. All right, but it's not the end of the world. I understand you're frustrated. You want the Saints to win every game, but realistically, man, they're behind the 8 ball, and I think this game just shows you that they are. Ashley, thank you very much for the $5. Says calm down and look forward to next season. We have too many injuries to overcome despite the great coaching from Sean Payton. We tried, but too many players out. I agree. That's why I was talking about Alvin Kamara. People talking about him coming back and all that. I'm like, man, don't bring him back. Look, I just don't think that right now. I don't feel like this is a playoff team. I can't see the Saints in the playoffs. These injuries have piled up, and I just don't see them being able to sustain success going down the stretch. So looking forward to seeing some competitive games. Looking forward to them being competitive in this game. I'm not just saying that they should just throw in the towel, but it's rough. It's rough for this team. Trevor is allowed a bad game. Yeah, I mean it's bad. It's really really bad out there. But you still have a bunch of backup offensive linemen too. You got to take that into account as well. I mean, no starting left tackle and right tackle. Like, come on, man. Come on. But enjoy the second half. We'll be back for the post-game show. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?